Time to look at one of the most famous teachings that flows through the Vishnu Purana, the Dashavatara, the 10 principal incarnations of Vishnu. On the surface, the list is a sequence of divine appearances. Seen more carefully, the Dashavatara is a compact map of how the divine adapts to the changing demands of cosmic time and human life. The Purana presents avatars as functional responses. Each avatar is a corrective or constructive measure designed for a particular structural failure or developmental need. The 10 commonly named forms form a pattern. I will list them and give the Purana's practical logic for each. First is Matsya, the fish. The fish rescues seed and scripture during cosmic flood. Its role is preservation. When continuity itself is threatened, preservation of pattern and knowledge is the first necessary act. Second is Kurma, the tortoise. Kurma provides stable support during the churning of the ocean. This avatar symbolizes the need for a steady axis in deep transformation. When the cosmos is being worked through, a stable foundation is required. Third is Varaha, the boar. Varaha recovers the submerged earth and reestablishes center and form. This avatar teaches retrieval and re-anchoring. What has been lost must be lifted and set right. Fourth is Narasimha, the man-lion. Narasimha answers corrupted authority and arrogant power that pretends to transcend law. The avatar's method is decisive and precise. The Purana's point is that some distortions require direct neutralization of an inflated center. Fifth is Vamana, the dwarf. Vamana humbles excessive accumulation through measured, nonviolent rebalancing. His method preserves dignity while restoring proportion between powers. Sixth is Parashurama, the axe-wielding Brahmin warrior. Parashurama corrects militarized corruption. He is the archetype of restrained militant reform, removal of predatory force followed by renunciation. Seventh is Rama, the ideal king. Rama models ethical rule. Where Parashurama uproots abuse, Rama rebuilds institutions through exemplary conduct and lawful governance. Eighth is Krishna, the adaptive strategist and teacher. Krishna addresses complexity. He reframes duty in a plural world and supplies practical methods appropriate to an age when rules conflict and rigid norms fail. Ninth, in many lists, is the Buddha. In the Vishnu Purana's reception and in later Vaishnava interpretations, the Buddha appears as an avatar who introduces nonviolence, introspective critique, and alternative soteriological practices. His presence in the sequence emphasizes inward reform and a method suited to declining ritual efficacy. 10th is Kalki, the future corrective. Kalki ends the cycle of decay and clears the way for renewal. He is the avatar of decisive resetting. Notice the logic. The sequence moves from technical preservation through stabilization and recovery, into juridical correction, into political and pedagogical renewal, into interior reform, and finally into decisive reset. Each form corresponds to a structural problem that emerges in a particular configuration of cosmic time and human condition. Two practical consequences follow. First, avatars are not random miracles. The Purana frames them as lawful responses embedded in the order of time. Second, the Dashavatara functions as an evolutionary template. It suggests that spiritual solutions must be age-appropriate. What aids a soul in Satya Yuga may be ineffective in Kali Yuga. The divine therefore deploys adaptive methods. A second point worth emphasizing is the social psychology encoded in the list. The sequence recognizes technical needs, preservation, and foundation, then recognizes political distortion and moral breakdown, and finally turns inward to personal transformation. The Purana's order is not merely historical storytelling. It is a curriculum for repair across levels: material, institutional, communal, and individual. Another nuance: different recensions and regional traditions rearrange or substitute avatars. Some lists include Balrama, others emphasize Buddha, still others alter order. The Vishnu Purana's presentation must be read against that textual plurality. Nevertheless, the core teaching remains. Divine descent is methodical and responsive. How should this shape our reading and practice? Two takeaways. 1. Evaluate problems by scale. Some crises need technical preservation. Others need political or spiritual education. 2. Choose methods suited to the moment. The Purana repeatedly shows that a mismatch between method and crisis compounds harm. Finally, The Dashavatara invites humility. It teaches that the cosmos requires many capacities: sustainers, stabilizers, restorers, judges, reformers, exemplars, teachers, contemplatives, and finally decisive correctors. The spiritual life needs all these skills at different times. Next episode, we begin a close reading of the first three avatars in the Dashavatara, unpacking the exact verses and the Purana's symbolic grammar.